All right. So as soon as someone said something about having to carry heavy stuff, people just ran outside and jumped in their car and well, it's not their car, but they jumped in a car and drove away because they're lazy. Anyway, I was able to carry it out here without any problems, even though it's got a heavy motor underneath it and everything else. This is it's called a lift chair. And the ones made by this company are going between $1,000 and $2,000 online. So this is what I wanted to show. I won't be able to get the work done that I need to do to start listing any of this big shit today because of my back. But I just wanted to show what I was talking about because if you ever find any of these lift chairs and you're able to test them and make sure they work, and if they do, then you better grab them because they go for big money. I don't know how fast they sell or whatever because I've never tried to actually sell one, but they go for big money though when they do sell. I do have another one. I'm not sure if it's by the same company, but I have another lift chair in one of my storage units in another state that I got from, I think I got it at a property that the bank hired me to clean out that was foreclosed. Because there for a while, that's what I did for a living. That's part of what I did for a living anyway. I was hired by the corporate offices of the banks to go around to all the properties that they stole out from under people and clean them out. I hated that job because I found, people, a lot of times when I was forced to go in and clean those places out, people weren't given enough time to get their stuff out or anything, so they basically were forced out with just whatever they had on at the time, whatever clothes they had on their back, and that was it. I mean, I went to places where people were forced out, and I found like everything was like they still lived there. Other properties I went to because of the bank taking them away from people, I I don't know. I went to one place and there were go-karts, ATVs, and all sorts of stuff in the garage. There were gun safes full of guns. I mean, a lot of times the people were literally forced out with whatever clothes they were wearing at the time, and that was all they were allowed to take. And then we got the rest. That's literally, a lot of times, that's how it worked. There were times when we found things we wish we wouldn't have. Like, one property we went in there and we had already loaded up the majority of stuff that was in the house. And then I went in one of the back bedrooms and there was an elderly, I can't talk. There was an elderly lady sitting in the back bedroom, completely unaware of what was going on. Because the fucking assholes whoever she was living with just drove off and left her there. And of course, because I was the one responsible for the crew and everything that happened on the job, I had to load her up, and I basically went and put her in a motel suite, a kitchenette, for a month. And I was able to get a hold of some other family members who had no fucking clue that their other family had abandoned her there. So they were able to go and get her and take her home with them, and she was back with family, but hopefully they treated her better than the last family that she was around. But other times I found people went off and left their pets. I found dogs, I found cats, I found birds, I found hamsters, snakes, rabbits, anything you can think of I found. Aquariums full of fish. But yeah, I hated that job just because of how the banks treated people, but also I hated it because of how people treated their pets, their elderly, disabled people. I That wasn't the only time I found a person abandoned in a foreclosed house that was supposed to be empty. But every time I found someone in a house that was supposed to be empty, they were unaware of what was going on, and they were unable to do anything themselves because of the shape, either their age or mental capacity prevented them from understanding what was going on. So, but every time I found another person inside a foreclosed property, I was able to find them somewhere to stay and stuff like that. So, and same with the animals. I still have some of the animals that I found in some of those properties myself, but that's why I hated that job, because of things like that. It's just, you never knew what you were going to find once you walked into a place. Worst ones were the ones where we walked in and found that someone had committed suicide because their property was taken away from them. Those were the worst ones.